Labor Beats. Thank you for being out here today with us, supporting the labor movement and doing what you do. Today, ATU Local 308 is out leafleting the public on our issues with Chicago Transit Authority. We're out here performing this solidarity exercise to build unity with the public and to build unity amongst our membership. CTA is a company that is not employee friendly, and our actions out here today are to promote a user employee friendly company. I'd like for everyone in the future, after announcements, to come out, participate in these rallies, participate in the fight against the organization, against the company that is not taking care of its employees. We've been without a contract for almost 2 years. We're facing administrative terrorism, things that demoralize, that break down the morale of its employees. We're fighting for better health care. These things that should not even be negotiated, but should be freely and openly afforded to the hard-working people in the Chicago Transit Authority's walls. The largest union-busting company, Jackson Lewis, is hard at work at the negotiating table to take our health insurance, to minimize our wage proposals, to not afford us a livable wage. And that's why we're out here. That's why we're fighting for unity, solidarity, and to bring the morale up amongst our members.
For a couple of years now, we've been meeting with the board members or the head of the Chicago Transit Authority and presenting proposals or presenting a contract to them by something that we're not asking for the moon, we're just asking for fairness in terms of we presented them with a contract and been doing so for the past couple of years. And we not only have we not had a counter offer, we've just been flat out being told no. And what brings us to a rallying situation is we just want them to know that we are, in fact, serious about the conditions and the way we're not being considered here. Because when you don't even offer us a counteroffer, that means you're not considering us at all. So that is a sign of, that's just a flat out sign of disrespect. And I'm sure they wouldn't want that. If the shoe was on the other foot, they would want to be on the other side of the table, not being heard, listened to, or even responded to. Even a child wants to be responded to by their parent.
That's just a brief information, but on the other side is phone numbers to Rahm Emanuel and our CTA president, Dorville.
I don't think Rahm Emanuel cares.
He doesn't.
Well, we're just talking to the public and making them aware of the fact that we have been in contract negotiations for 20 months, and for the most part of it, they're standing behind us because they feel that we should be treated fairly as employees. We're out here, we're doing the job that we're paid to do, and we need that respect at the table. So for the most part, a lot of the customers are on our side, and that's what we are aiming to do, to get them on our side, because this fight is bigger than just us.
My name is Ann Sheets. I'm a CTA rider. I ride whenever I can, in preference to driving. I'm also a member of Chicago Jobs with Justice Solidarity Committee, and I'm a member of the Illinois Single Payer Coalition and Physicians for a National Health Program. I work for single payer national health care, and I want both health care and transportation, as well as education and other public services, to be a common good that everybody can share. I want workers in all fields, health care, train drivers, bus drivers, to be well treated. I want them to work in safe working conditions, to have access to bathrooms, to be able to breastfeed when they want to in clean and pleasant conditions. I want the drivers to get enough, all the workers to get enough sleep. I want their shifts to be arranged so that they can have time with their families. So the situation with no contract for the ATU has been going on for more than a year. I know that there's a threat of a strike. If there's a strike, that will be a major inconvenience to me. I'll have a lot of trouble getting around. At the same time, I will know that the employees have had no choice but to strike, and I stand with workers because I know that's only by standing with workers can we have a transit system that actually works and that's safe, that my neighbors can ride on, that my neighbors who are employees can have a decent quality of life and decent pay. So if there's a strike, I will support it in any way I can.
My name is James Adway. I work for Chicago Transit Authority, and I'm a trackman. I'm going to speak on the track inspectors because I think that for them to really do a thorough job, their walk should be shortened by at least 35% in order for them to do a thorough job. Because if a train hits the ground, the first person CTA blames it on is the track inspectors that walk the walk last. And instantly, they will be discharged. And on top of them being discharged, the management of CTA and the track department feel we'll just let your union fight for your job. And in the process, the trackman who lost his job, during that process, he might lose everything, meaning his house, his car, etc. And we feel that for an inspector to do a real thorough inspection, he shouldn't walk 5 or 6 miles a day. He should walk 2.5, 3 miles a day. Then you get a thorough inspection. And inspectors, they walk in extreme conditions as well. Well, we look at it like this. If a track inspector judgment holds the safety of all the lives riding the train, and you're asking him to walk 5, 6 miles in extreme conditions, 3001, he's underpaid. He should be making no less than $35, $36 an hour for that type of work if my judgment holds the safety and the lives of so many others. It's the same with the trackmen. The train can't move if the trackmen don't do the job. It doesn't matter how many motormen you hire. If the trackmen don't do their job and it's not done efficiently, trains don't move. They can't move. And we work around the third rail. Employees have been burnt up to the point where they haven't been able to keep their jobs. And we feel we should be getting hazardous pay working around the third rail.
I have 2 qualifications, one a qualified flagman and one a qualified flagman with a rapid transit operator qualification. As a flagman, we are working on the tracks next to 600 volts the third rail. We are also exposed to the elements, rain, snow, sleet, and heat. We're out here sometimes in the very hot days and the very cold days. We don't have sick days. We don't get sick pay. And we're penalized for that, and that's not fair. Also, as a train operator, we're exposed to certain safety risks and health risks as well. On any given day, anything can happen on any train, any disaster. It's 1 against maybe 1,000 people, especially during rush hour. We want better pay. We want more safety and security, not just for ourselves, but for our passengers as well. We love what we do, but we're just a little fed up with the way that we're being treated.
CTA for 33 years, and I will tell you that every contract in those 33 years has been worse than the one before. And our situation isn't that much different than anybody else's situation in the United States. Working people have taken loss after loss after loss. Our wages have remained stagnant since the 70s. And what we need to do is we need to organize for strikes. We need to build unity among working people so that we understand that when one of our co-workers is paid less than half of what somebody doing the same job right next to her is making, that's an attack on all of us. Because the ruling class, the bosses, Rahm Emanuel, Dorval Carter, the CTA, they want to use unemployment to bring wages down for everybody. They want to scare people into believing that we should be grateful. They want us to be grateful for making less and less money every year, for paying more and more for our health care. Our wages don't buy as much as they did in 1979. So, and these are not unknown facts, but we have to work hard at building a movement to get people to believe that the power lies in the members. The power lies in the rank and file members for us to start to organize and begin that long, hard, uphill battle of making changes. People did it before, and we can do it again. I think we should have these rallies at least once a month, maybe twice a month, at different terminals and bus garages. We had a big rally, I think about 5 months ago at 95th Street, at 95th and the Dan Ryan. It was powerful, it was exciting, it was peaceful, but there was a little bit of militance in the air. People are angry, and rightfully so. So this rally today could represent a beginning of more rallies to come, more actions, more organized actions where we reach out to our fellow workers who work at other jobs but who take the buses and the trains. Reach out to them and try to build that unity that we need.
A few months ago, we had a preliminary strike vote for our 308 members. What I got from that is a test from our current administration to test the waters to see just where our membership stands. Are we ready for a strike, or are we just all talk right now? From the results of the preliminary strike vote, maybe about 1/3 of our union actually participated. And that tells me 1/3, maybe about 1,000 of us are prepared to take the next step. The other 2,000 maybe are probably misinformed, or they are unaware of what's going on. Even still, some may have been at work to provide for their families, so they may not have had a way to go and vote. Of that 1/3 that voted for the preliminary strike, I believe it was 98% that wanted to move forward with the next step, and the other 2 or 3% probably was not ready for it. To get more participation from our members, we need to take the next step. We moved Chicago, and it's not just for train operators, it's for every classification in 308. We're all one. We moved Chicago, one ATU.